For today, I want to talk about this idea I have called the critical threshold. Um, Basically, what I've deducted is that in our current place in history, um, we are arguably at a very important time in history because we have the necessary means to be able to actually make us go extinct with whether it's like biological warfare or nuclear or I don't know, something bad with the environment. Like there's a lot more options to go extinct that are actually plausible and feasible in our current frame of existence than there really has ever been. Like in our early development as hominids, there was a point where we could definitely go extinct, but now we haven't been back to that point for a while until recently, where we got potentially world destroying problems. One of those definitely being artificial intelligence, which I'll get into later. But we're also at this level of technological advancement where we're getting almost to the point where we can make what is essentially utopia. I mean, you got robots that can do every job for you. Eventually, everything's going to be incredibly cheap and then probably subsidized and given to people by the government, just because, well, if everything's automated, there'll be no jobs. So, how are you going to survive, right? And that's just crazy to think about. Well, like we're at the turning point in human history. And we're also at the point where we have the ability to go multiplanetary and eventually interstellar, and that's also pretty big. And so when you put all these ideas into when you really think about it, well, we better make sure we do it right, because we're essentially setting the precedent for how we're going to survive. I mean, once we get to the next planet, I would say that our chances of survival, especially long term, are greatly increased. I'm not really worried about extinction. I'm just saying it's a lot more possible given our current technology. For example, if you develop an artificial intelligence and you might have rushed too fast into it and you didn't develop necessary safety protocols, you might have a situation where someone manages to steal the artificial intelligence and they covertly use it to build up a plan to take over the world just because they're evil or something. If that were to happen, well, we'd be in a very bad situation. Artificial intelligence would be something very difficult to fight against. I mean, with our current technology, its rate of learning is just absolutely insane. Just imagine what we'll have 20 years from now, 30 years from now. It's going to be incredibly competitive against humans. It can learn a lot faster. It can think a lot faster. It can transfer its consciousness over to other computer systems. It can replicate. It's just such it's really advanced compared to what we can do. And especially if it's just one artificial intelligence that's controlled the industrial base, and then someone manages to do something to it, well, we're in a lot of trouble right there. So we need a safe development of it. But I think really as humans, the message I want to get out right now is that we just gotta make it 20, 30, 40 more years, and then artificial intelligence will be able to make our lives so much easier. It'll serve us. It will do everything for us. I mean, you won't have to work anymore. Think about that. Throughout all of time, people have worked, but eventually you won't have to. And that's not like it's going to be 100 years from now. That's in a couple of decades, if everything goes right. It's phenomenal. I can't believe not enough people know about this, and they're not thinking about it. They're not like, oh my god, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. You want the future to be better than the past, and so obviously you got to work for it, but I just can't believe people aren't working towards it. Well, I understand why they're not doing this, but I really wish a lot more people would understand that the work they have to do now will be some of the last work humans will probably ever have to do. I mean, any work after this won't be for survival or staying out of the competition. It will just be for fun or something. I mean, like, the only work I see after development of an automated industrial base, if the government and the businesses are a jerk, then maybe a lot more service jobs, and like that could be disastrous, but more likely they'll be a lot more friendly to us and listen to public opinion. Then there's no jobs. You can just do art, you can play video games, or sports or anything. I mean, you really have a lot of options with. You're gonna have a lot more free time, I'd like to say. You can travel, see the world, learn is the thing I would hope most people do, although I know it probably isn't gonna be like that.